Now, you named several other clubs, and what was it that Jackson County had? I mean, it's always just been a rural farming community. What was it that Jackson County had that no other surrounding county had?
Well, it was a lot of fun. You had the good bands come in, and they also had more women. I'm not the only one who says this. It's like salesmen used to, back when we were 10,000 people. Salesmen would stay within a 100-mile radius. They were traveling around in all these darn. They would make sure that they got to the Newport on a weeknight to hit one of the clubs.
Now I know Newport was surrounded by dry counties back
Right.
then. It had to make a little bit of difference that there was
Like
liquor
Batesville,
for sale
we
here.
got tons of people in Batesville, but we also got them out of McCrory, Wiener. Those are wet counties.
Right.
It was just magic.
Now, there's always been a lot of rumors of a little gambling activity that went on back then too. So
a lot of gambling went on back then.
Would that have anything to do with the reason that these nightclub owners could afford to pay these bands?
I think that was the big reason. They'd pay the bands, and the band would draw a crowd, and people wouldn't think nothing about it.
Right.
But you know, if you don't have a band, all of a sudden there's 35, 40 cars, so they wonder what's going on.
Right.
People are nosy.
A little less conspicuous if you had a band and dancing going on instead of just a crap game.
By the way, this year's is going to be the best. This year Depot Days is going to be the best one ever. Ronnie McDowell is one of the best Elvis impersonators you'll ever see. He does not imitate Elvis, but he is simply the best. He also does this song, Only Make Believe. He and Twitty together. He's got a tape of Twitty singing with him. On the record, actually, Twitty sang with him. He's got DJ Fontana, Elvis' drummer.
Right.
I got a new picture of Elvis in New York. This guy took his picture with Elvis. He's shaking pretty good, and his legs are apart. And there's DJ's drums, which are very distinctive. He had that cowhide front with the little brown piece on it there. I'll show you the picture. It's really something. But this guy somewhere caught him. Just his legs just shows the drum.
Okay.
Don't show nobody. I show Scotty's amp and Elvis.
Well, just for the fans' information, Depot Days will be held September 25th on Front Street in downtown Newport. Show starts at about 2 o'clock. We'll run till 10:30 or a little bit later. We've got Sonny Burgess and the Pacers, W.S. Holland, who was Johnny Cash's drummer throughout his career and his band.
Oh wait, also W.S. Holland started out with Carl Perkins. He was the drummer on Blue Suede Shoes, all of Carl's hits.
Okay, and also I believe was the drummer for the $1 Million Quartet, was he not?
Yeah, he was there. That was a Carl Perkins session.
So this photo right behind you.
Photo right behind
it's the $1
there.
Million Quartet, and W.S. Holland played drums.
He was there.
Who's not in the picture, but he played drums during that recording session, and that's at Sun Studios. A lot of folks might be familiar with that.
That's a good recording if you've never heard it. Anybody never heard it of the $1 Million? You ought to let Jerry Lee Lewis is playing piano there.
Right.
Or Carl.
Right. And anyway, W.S. Holland, who still tours extensively, will be here in Newport for that show. J.M. Van Eaton, who was Billy Lee Riley's drummer throughout his career, was one of the Little Green Men who recorded Flying Saucers Rock and Roll and Red Hot on the Sun label as well. Will be here with Travis Womack and their band. Ace Cannon, who was a session man for Sun Studios in the 50s, played with a lot of the greats, and his band will also be on the bill. So we're really excited to host as our headliner, as Sonny said earlier, Ronnie McDowell, backed by DJ Fontana, Elvis Presley's original drummer, who actually played the highway back in the 50s and got this whole thing started. So we're really excited about the history behind this year's show and the talent that's lined up. And I just want to thank you, Sonny, for coming on in. And if there's anything else you want to tell the fans.
Okay, yeah, one thing I did, J.M. by the way, played on a lot of other records. He was actually Sun Records, Sam Phillips' go-to man, or Jack Clemens. I'll say Jack Clemens. When they need the drummer, somebody come to town, want to cut a session, something need a drummer, then JM, no telling. Kind of like DJ. DJ told me one time that he's recorded no telling how many albums with different artists. He can't even remember because they wanted Elvis's drummer.
Right, right. Well, I met him personally. I've heard him recently, and
He's a good guy.
these musicians are still alive and well. Believe you me, and these shows are dynamic. I've been hosting Sonny for 10 years, and he's one of the most dynamic shows you'll ever see. So I want to thank you
again. It's going to be the best one.
I'm really excited about it.
Next year, but we may get all women next year. You reckon, Henry?
Oh, it's admissions free, by the way, ladies.
Yeah, just bring your chair, lawn chair, and a blanket in case it gets a little chilly. And come on out. We'll have some fun. I'll guarantee it.
Excellent.
Is that enough?